YouTube, and welcome to our second to last episode of the weekly picks. The NFL season is almost over.
Yeah.
I am your host, Adam Snow, for the World of Football, and sitting across the table from me, as always, is the founder of said website, wearing a new Lions shirt with Peanuts characters on it, is the founder, CEO, I always come up with these titles for you, Randy Snow. How are you today?
I'm good. We're at a balmy 18 degrees here in Michigan.
Woo.
Feels like summertime. That's
Yeah,
why
it
we're
does.
wearing shorts.
Yeah, it's great outside. 18 weather. This is golf weather.
Yeah,
I don't even play golf.
Does not feel like 18.
No, it
The
does
sun
not.
is shining, so that makes it feel a lot.
Yeah.
And there's no wind.
Yep, no wind. The roads are great.
Yep.
So what more can you ask for?
Spring is right around the corner.
Yes, it is. And when I say what more can we ask for, well, I'm really hoping we're getting two fabulous games this weekend. At the least, I know we have our preferred teams, and we'll get to those picks in just a second, but let's talk about what we did last week, because last weekend, as we talked about on our weekly podcast, This Week in the World of Football, which you can check out on all available platforms, I'm sure. Just search us. I'm sure you'll find us. No problem. But when you go to look at how we did last week, we'll start with you over there on that side of the table. You had one correct out of the 4 games last weekend.
I was 1-3. The only one I got right was the Rams game, and that took a miracle to even get that one right.
Yep. And then on the flip side, that makes me 0-4 last weekend. That's right. I went donut for 4 during the divisional round. I didn't get a single one right. I completely expected a different set of teams for this championship weekend. Not that I'm upset that the Rams are in it or upset that the Bengals are in it. I just didn't think they could do
Right.
what they did over the weekend. And, everybody, did the opposite of what I thought.
I think I picked all the home teams last week to win. And
Nope, you picked Buffalo to win, and
That's
Kansas
right,
City
I
was
did.
on. Yep.
That's right, I did.
So-
Okay, 3 out of 4, I picked the home team, and it was a road team that won that game. So
Yeah, we both picked Tennessee, Green Bay as winners last week. We all know how that went. Both number 1 seeds going down. You picked Los Angeles. I picked Tampa. You got the better of that one. We both picked Buffalo to upset that game. And
Yep.
boy, that game was good, though.
Oh,
Josh
that was an
Allen
awesome game.
should have had a chance in overtime, but that is a debate
Yeah.
for another day.
Well, they're saying that might have been the greatest game
It might
ever,
be.
and I have to agree.
We
That
thought
probably
last
is.
weekend was the greatest weekend of
Yeah.
probably football altogether,
Yeah.
and that game at the end of the weekend, the Chiefs Bills, might be the greatest game ever played.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, those two quarterbacks. I didn't, like I said on our podcast, I didn't really watch the first half of the game,
Yeah.
but I watched the second half, and man, oh man, it was just touchdown for touchdown. Whatever they did, the other team did. So
Yep.
it was just an awesome ending to that game.
Pretty much, yeah. And I was watching it on my phone while I was doing some video editing. So, yeah, it seemed like one team would go down and score, then the other team, no time at all would pass, and they'd
Yep.
go down and tie it up or take a lead. And there were so many lead changes during that game. 25 points in the last 2 minutes alone. Just crazy good stuff. Will we be blessed with such a awesome weekend this weekend?
It's
Hard
gonna,
to say.
It's going to be tough to repeat a weekend like
Yes.
that with all those games, but who knows? It could be another fantastic finish this week.
Yes. And as we go into that slate of games this weekend, of course, the AFC Championship game, which will be played at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. That game will be a 3 o'clock kickoff. I believe it'll be on CBS. And the AFC is usually on CBS. And you have the number 4 seed Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the number 2 seed Kansas City Chiefs for a chance to go to Los Angeles to play in Super Bowl 56. Who do you got in this one, Mr. Randy?
Cincinnati has been on a heck of a ride this season.
They have. I mean, win or lose for the Bengals.
Right.
What a season for that
Right.
team.
Yes. To make it all the way to the conference.
Get 2
title
playoff
game.
wins after not going 30 years without a playoff win, and hey, you got 2 in one season.
Yep.
Good for Cincy.
But I think their run ends this week. I'm picking Kansas City. I mean, if Patrick Mahomes plays anything like he played last week, he was playing out of his mind. If he plays like that again, there is no way the Bengals win this game. The offense is just way too powerful in Kansas City. But, Cincinnati, I think, is going to play their hearts out, too. I think this is going to be another good game, a close game. But I think Kansas City is the team to beat there.
Yep, I am not far away from you. My reasoning being Cincinnati is kind of giving me vibes of a Kansas City team we saw prior to them being in 4 straight AFC championships, and the last few Super Bowls as well.
Mm-hmm.
So could this and they're young,
Yes.
Joe Burrow on his second year, Jamar Chase, rookie wide receiver,
Yep.
and then their rookie kicker making headlines. The guy who just got a nice swagger to him. This is the kind of attitude you want for your young team, and Cincinnati's got a lot to build on, and I think Kansas City wins this game. I do. We saw how bad Cincinnati's offensive line was, allowing 9 sacks. Was it 9 sacks last week?
Yeah, I don't remember.
It was 8 or 9. I think it was a record. But they
so.
still got the win, which is impressive. But
Yeah.
I don't think that this Kansas City team is going to take Cincinnati lightly.
Right.
And that place is going to be loud. I look forward to it. I think Cincinnati can at least hang with Kansas City. I don't know as well as Buffalo did, the shot for shot.
Yep.
But I think it'll be entertaining at the least for a bit. Kansas City will probably pull away.
Yeah, I think Cincinnati can hang with them for maybe 3 quarters or so, but I think in the end it's going to be Kansas City.
I'm thinking I think it'll start off. It'll be one side. I think Kansas City will just come out guns a-blazing, and then Cincinnati will get their footing. I think Cincinnati's kind of a slow starter from what I've watched them do. They kind of start a little slow. They'll get maybe some field goals, but they can't punch it in. I think that's going to be the difference. Is they got to go for touchdowns and not field goals. I think that'll be a difference in this game. And Kansas City's a team you cannot just kick field goals against.
Yeah.
All right, anything from this game before we move on?
No, this should be another good game.
Oh, it should be.
I think a lot of people are maybe counting out Cincinnati. Don't count them out.
I'm not going to count them out. I almost put money down on them because for putting $100 down on them on the money line, I think you could win up to $285. So I thought about it. I was like, turn my 100 into $285. Maybe. I'm not sure if I'm 100% there yet because I do think it's Kansas City.
Well, win or lose, I think the Bengals are an up-and-coming team,
Yep.
and you haven't heard the last of them.
I don't think so either. And like I said, I just want good games. Like that's all I want from this. Like I'm picking Kansas City. I just want a great game, and I don't care who wins at the end. But a team in this next game that we kind of have some investment in. The number 6 seed San Francisco 49ers will travel to the number 4 seed Los Angeles Rams in LA, where the Super Bowl will be held at SoFi Stadium. This game will be played on Fox at 6:30 p.m. 49ers Rams, third time this season. I guess I get to go first. You did the last one.
Pick this one.
I like the Niners.
No,
I'm not picking the Niners, but I like the Niners. Ooh, I got you though.
You did.
I really do like the Niners. I mean, they beat the Rams twice this year.
Right.
They've had the Rams number,
Yep.
but the Rams have been a whole new animal in the playoffs. They tore apart Arizona. They should have tore apart Tampa Bay. They let them get back into that game, but they came out on top when it mattered in the end in clutch time. So kudos to Matthew Stafford. He's the guy we're pulling for, obviously, being Lions fans. We want to see him get that NFC championship. We want to see him go to that Super Bowl. We want to see the Rams be the second team in NFL history to host a Super Bowl in their home stadium in 2 years straight, which is even crazier. Going 55 years, it never happening. It happens last year. Can it happen again this year? I am going with the Los Angeles Rams to beat the San Francisco 49ers.
Well, I agree with you, but
Uh-oh.
I think Kansas City has had LA's number this year. I think I'm sorry, 49ers. The 49ers.
I was like, you were starting off really strong, and then you said Kansas City. I was like, wait, are we just jumping to Super Bowl already?
No, the 49ers have had the Rams number this year. I'm not counting out the 49ers. I think they're going to show up and they're going to play their hearts out. But again, I think I'm picking with my heart. I think the Rams have what it takes this year. I think it would be awesome to have Stafford come in there and in one season at least take this team to a Super Bowl. I mean, I think it's great that he's gotten them this far to the NFC Championship game where they're hosting the game in their own stadium. I'm really rooting for him, and I think LA is going to do it. Mm-hmm. I think they're going to hold off the 49ers, and I think it's going to be the Rams.
Yeah, this should, like I said, this should also be an interesting game. The big question for me will be Jimmy Garoppolo. He's the X factor in this. If he plays good, I think the Niners have a great shot at upsetting the Rams. Mm-hmm. If Jimmy Garoppolo can't get anything going, that Rams defense is going to be stifling, and I think that Rams offense against that San Francisco defense, I mean, that's going to be the toughest matchup. That San Fran defense is awesome. It's as good as Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Odell Beckham Jr. are, and the great running backs they got there too. That's going to be a tough test, and that's why I think it's going to be Garoppolo is going to be that X factor. He's either going to make or break how the Niners advance. I'm not saying he's a terrible quarterback. It's just we saw him last week against the Packers. They got the win because of special teams, and it was not on that quarterback. I mean, Jimmy didn't turn the ball over, if I don't recall, maybe once, if at all. Like I said, I don't remember, but he's going to be the X factor in this game. Mark my words.
Well, weather's not going to be a factor in this game like it was last week.
This one's in a dome, so this should be interesting.
Yep, this should be pure talent against pure talent. We'll see who's got the best that day, and we'll go from there.
Yep. So we are in agreement. We both have the Kansas City Chiefs taking the AFC title, and we both have the Los Angeles Rams taking the NFC title. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Let us know down in the comments who's going to advance to the Super Bowl this year. And we will be back next week, I guess, with
it might be 2 weeks.
Oh, that's right. Yep, because we're not picking the Pro Bowl. So it'll be 2 weeks. Thank you. I kept thinking before the show, I need to say 2 weeks.
Right.
I didn't. So I screwed up. Thank you. So in 2 weeks, we will be back. We will have a show prior to the Super Bowl go up with our Super Bowl pick.
Yep.
And that'll be it. That'll be the finale. And then I guess we'll have to direct people to watch or go to the podcast. Obviously, you'll know the results. So why should we have a results show? So it'll be our last show, just picking the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well, depending on how the game goes, we might have a result show.
That could be interesting. A separate Super Bowl recap show. Ooh,
Yep.
Randy. All right, I am all good on talking the title games this weekend for the NFL. Anything from you before we wrap this puppy up?
No, it should be another great weekend of NFL games. Only 2 games, both on Sunday, Championship Sunday. Looking forward to it. We're not going to be going to the theater to see the Beatles because there's only one place in Michigan that's showing that Beatles concert on IMAX, and it's over in Livonia by Detroit, so we're not making that drive. But
guess it's watching football for us.
We'll be watching it on what is it, on HBO Max or what?
Well, it's
what streaming service has that?
It's on Disney Plus, but
Disney
that's the whole last episode is
Right.
like 3 hours long. But they're just going to do the concert for this.
Right.
Wow, I'm wondering if I should just trim this out. Why all of a sudden we're talking about the Beatles? I don't know. But I guess he wanted to talk about Beatles. Whatever. All right, you good?
I'm good.
Okay, guys, that is it for our show. And thank God this week I have some cue cards to read our last statement. Some people may love football more than we do, but nobody loves more _ football than we do, ! My dad is not the greatest.
Hey, that's not what I wrote.
No, it is not.
Dang.
I can ad-lib still.
Dang.
So for Randy Snow, this has been Adam Snow, and hopefully you guys enjoy the football this weekend, and we will see you in 2 weeks.